You left them, huh?
Mhm.
You left them. Good morning, Sudan. We're going to start momentarily. We're waiting for Kenny to get in the room and then we'll start class.
Okay.
Good morning, Sudan. How you doing?
I'm I'm good. Good. Are you?
I'm super fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and start the class, and I'll let Kenny jump in once he get in the room.
Okay.
So today we are going to talk about um, let's see, we're going to finish up with organizational behavior, and we're going to go into the lesson for today. So let me get this out of my way. So, organizational behavior is the study of how people interact within groups, and its principles are used to make business operate more effectively. So what that means is that uh, we see how people react and how they conduct themselves and how they do business, and then we put them in the right departments to discuss the business on behalf of the company.
Okay. All right.
Where's my page turner here? Okay. Why is organizational behavior important? Organizational behavior describes how people interact with one another inside of an organization, such as a business. These interactions subsequently influence how the organization itself behaves and how it will perform. For businesses, organizational behavior is used to streamline efficiency, improve productivity, and spark innovation to give firms a complete edge. What are the three levels of organizational behavior? Individual level is the organizational psychology and understanding of human behavior and incentives. The group level is social and psychological and sociological insights into human interaction and group dynamics. And the third one is the organizational level. Organizational theory and sociology come into play to undertake systems, level analysis, and the study of how firms engage with one another in the marketplace. Organizational communication. Organizational communication refers to the communication that takes place between people who are working towards common goals within an organization. It consists of interactions that take place for the purpose of working towards these goals or conducting business in general. Organizational communication. Why is it important? A good organizational communication strategy ensures that everybody within the business is on the same page and are aware of the company's goals and objectives. It helps to strengthen and maintain relationships between employees, their customers, and their clients. That's why at the top of each year, companies typically do a welcome and have all of their employees together, and they basically tell them the strategy of the business for the rest of the year. They lay out the actual plan. Therefore, everyone who works for the organization knows what direction the organization or business is going into for that particular year and or quarter.
So almost like every year they have to do and, and do that.
Yes, every year company has new goals and strategies for the year, and they share those goals and strategies with the teams so that the teams know what they're up against,
Oh, okay.
especially the sales teams. The company may be putting out a new product, they may be changing the price of a product, anything can happen, but they let the team know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it so the team can be more effective when they're out in the field.
Oh yeah.
Organizational communication focus. Organizational communication largely focus on the building relationships and interacting with the internal organizational members and interested external public. So that means how you communicate within the organization with your fellow teammates, with your peers, with your bosses, with different departments, and how you communicate effectively with people you do business with outside of the company, on behalf of the company. Onboarding. So an organizational communication example. So onboarding. Onboarding means when you start a new job after you've been hired for the job, then the human resources person would call you and say, okay, we need to onboard you. And that's when you are welcoming a new employee virtually or in person at the office. Introducing a new colleague to the team or company is an example of organizational communication. So when you start a new business, Human Resources will, first of all, get you in contact with your hiring manager. Then your hiring manager will introduce you to the entire team that you're part of and kind of tell you a little bit about the job. And you get an opportunity to speak to the other members of the team, and they can tell you their thoughts on the job as well. So that is an example of organizational communications, which is the onboarding process.
Okay.
Questions?
No, no, actually, mostly, I think I'm just like kind of like understand that they're most like they're kind of like this like explain to you like what's I guess like kind of like expected like what the job and also like like use some examples of like what's going to like happen in the whole situation.
Exactly. That's right. What do you learn in organizational communication? In that space, you learn how to think, speak, and write clearly, and you know how to act as an ethical communicator with confidence. Now, the new program for today is Know Yourself to Market Yourself. Every day we market ourselves. Every time we walk out of the house, we are a brand and we market ourselves. So when you're going in for a new job or any job, you always want to make sure you look good. You want to make sure your skin looks good, your hair looks good, that you've bathed and have on appropriate cologne if you're a man, perfume if you're a girl, that your
Mm,
grooming is together, that you have a fresh haircut or you have your dreads lined up, and that your face looks good. That if you're a woman, that you're not wearing too much makeup. Because what happens is that when people see you in the workplace, they first start judging you by what you look like, and they
yes.
determine, yeah, they look at you and go, that person looks smart, or that person doesn't look smart, or that person looks really clean. Oh, that person smells good. That's how
Mm,
you start, building what people think about you in your organization. So every time you go to work, you want to make sure you are totally 100% looking good and smelling good and looking presentable and looking like the boss
for
person that you are.
for a good for some impression uh
First
of them.
impressions, that's exactly it. First impressions are lasting impressions. So you want to make sure you make a good impression when you go into the office on the first day, starting a new job, and every day thereafter. The
Hmm.
next thing, personal and professional poise. People look at how you carry yourself. They look to see if you're fit. They look to see how your clothes look on you. So it's extremely important to make sure that you have A+ poise. Part of that is making sure that exercise is part of your daily routine. Making sure that when you're in meetings that you sit up straight, your posture is good, making sure that your muscles are relaxed, when you're in meetings and listening. And really, exercise benefits your mental state of mind. When you've had a
Really?
stressful day at the job, sometimes it's great to just go for a walk and clear your mind so that you're mentally ready for the next day. Also,
Yeah.
nutrition is very important. What you eat is very important. You want to make sure that you're eating, all of the things that are healthy to make sure your body is healthy, to make sure you're the best you can be. In addition to eating healthy, it also, control your weight. You know, what you're eating, you want to eat a lot of healthy stuff so you can try to stay in the weight that your doctors say that you should be in. Your doctors say, they look at you, they see how old you are, they see how tall you are, and then they say,
Mm,
okay, well, you should be between this weight, and anything over this may be overweight, and anything under could be underweight. So you want to make sure you're having nutritious meals so that your weight is controlled so that you look good. Any questions?
uh no uh no no everything's
Okay,
fine,
great.
fine too. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Next, planning and buying a wardrobe. So you have to look at, first of all, do a wardrobe analysis and see what you have in your closet. Now, in terms of going to an interview, you should have a black suit, a blue suit, black suit, or blue suit. When you go to an interview, you should have on a jacket, a tie, a shirt, and pants. And they could be black or blue. With
Okay.
gentlemen, the gentlemen can wear the same suit many different ways by changing their shirt and changing their ties. If you work in a corporate environment where you have to wear a suit. Now, some jobs don't require a suit. Some jobs require a uniform. So if you work for Cox Communications, they require you to wear a Cox collared shirt and some khaki pants and some type of work boots if you're out, being a technician and being an engineer. But
Yeah.
if you work at McDonald's or Burger King in any of those places, they actually give you shirt and pants to wear when you work in their organization. But if you don't have to wear a uniform, it's best practice to always have a black and blue suit in your closet so you can interview. And typically you interview more than once, so that's why you have a black suit to wear the first time, and then maybe a blue suit the next time. But if you don't have but one suit, you take a black suit and then you get different types of shirts and ties to make it look different. So say for your first interview, you might wear a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie. And then the next time you go in, you might wear a gold suit and a gold tie. So the suit looks totally different because you simply changed the shirt and the tie. Also, you have
Oh,
to, yeah. So that's how you mix it up, and like your shoes and your belt. So if you're wearing a black pair of shoes, then you should have on a black belt. If you're wearing a brown pair of shoes, you should have on a brown belt, whatever suit you're wearing. So your shoes and your belt should
just
match.
just to just to like just like mix it up so in that way like once like when people like see you like they don't they don't automatically like think that they're like like oh like what's he's wearing like the same the same thing every single day. It
Exactly.
mostly is trying to change up a bit.
Exactly. Also,
Mm.
you have to find out what colors look good on you. Some people can wear any color. Like I can wear any color. Every color looks good on me. But some people
Yeah.
cannot wear every color because some colors washes them out or they just don't look good on them. So you have to be careful, what colors look good on you when you're wearing them. You could probably get away with wearing whatever color you would like to wear. Which is a good thing.
Mhm.
Also, you also have to plan your wardrobe. So if you know you're starting a job, and you have to wear a shirt and a tie and the pants, you want to make sure you have all your shirts ready to go. On Sundays are the days that I prepare to get ready for the week. So I make sure I have my wardrobe in order. I make sure my shirts are ironed, my pants are ironed. For you, you'd have a tie, your socks, your shoes. Make sure all of that stuff is in order to get ready for the week. Then that way you won't have to rush every morning and get up looking for something to wear because you've already laid out kind of in your mind what you're going to wear for the week. Also, shopping. You have to shop within your budget when it comes to buying clothes for work. So you have to shop at different places to get the things you need to make sure you look as presentable as you can, especially when you're first starting out in the workplace. So good places to shop are like, Ross, TJ Maxx, JC Penney's, Macy's, because Macy's always had sales. Those are always great places to go to
Mhm.
find clothes, for the workforce. Also, be cognizant of the fabric that you're wearing because different fabric breathes differently. A lot of stuff is polyester, and that's fine because polyester lasts a long time. But then you have silk crepe, you have linen, you have all different types of fabric in the suits and pants and shirts that you choose. So you have to find one that works well for you. Also,
Oh,
you want to make sure that your jackets are proportioned and balanced because you may go to a store and buy a jacket for an interview and maybe the arms are not long enough, so you have to get a tailor to help you elongate the arms, or if the arms are too long, you have to get a tailor and shorten them because you want to make sure you look dapper in your jackets and your suits and that they fit you proportionately. Also,
yeah.
when it comes to wardrobe, depends on what field you work in, but if you work in a fun place like Pinterest, you could get away with wearing lots of bright colors and lots of things that are fashionable, lots of things that
Yeah.
are fads, but you want to have a little bit of everything in your closet. You want to have maybe some trendy stuff that's happening now. It might be, a pair of Timberlands or a pair of Nike gym shoes or something of that matter. And then you might want to wear something that you see off the runways, out of Paris, out of New York, out of California. And then you have your classic pieces. So the black suit and the blue suit that I told you about, those are
Mhm.
classic. Black, blue, and brown are classic. You always have
Yeah.
those in your wardrobe. And then in the springtime, you always like to have a khaki suit because those are like four classic pieces. Black, blue, and brown you can wear all year round, and khaki you wear in your spring, summer months.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
And people who make khaki like Banana Republic and the Gap always have like khaki suits and stuff for people in business, people who want to wear suits and whatnot. But yeah,
Oh.
you wear those. And then linen is something that you wear in the summertime because it breathes really good.
Mhm.
So you should always have a couple of linen pieces in your closet. And so at the end of the day, your wardrobe reflects you. So if you work in a corporate environment, you want to make sure that you always look good when you go to work. If you end up being a salesperson, salespeople are always sharp. You can tell a salesperson because when you see them, they are dressed very, very nicely and they always have a smile on their face.
Yes.
Yep. So maintaining good health. Maintaining good health is not only good for you personally, but it's good for you business wise. When you start a new job, they will typically give you insurance and they will typically ask you if you want a HMO or what's up, HMO or yeah, PPO. And you have to figure out if you don't already have a doctor that you see, then you have to go through both of those lists to find out if your doctor, if you have a doctor, you find out which one of those insurances, which one of those insurance policies he takes, or if you're looking for a new doctor, you find one within those two areas. So you
Oh,
will get insurance when you start your new job. So the first thing you would do is choose your internal medicine doctor. You want to make sure you do that. That's very, very important. Then you want
mhm.
to choose your dentist. So when you get benefits and you get dental benefits, you should use them. So the first thing you should always do is get your teeth cleaned twice a year. So every 6 months you should get your teeth cleaned, whether you're a salesperson or not. Your teeth should be cleaned, and you should be, of course, brushing twice a day, but then going to see your dentist twice a year, and that is covered within your insurance. Also,
Mm.
some insurance policies cover going to the gym. So if you get a gym membership to like Lifetime, one of those places, you may be
Yeah.
able to get reimbursed from your insurance company to pay for you to go to the gym. So it's very important that you do some type of exercise every day for about 20 or 30 minutes, whether it's to go outside and walk around your block or to take your dog for a walk in the morning or to take your dog for a walk when you get home. It's always great to get in a little bit of walking and a little bit of movement if you don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
Also, you should really, really watch your tobacco, drug, and alcohol intake. You absolutely should not be smoking on the job, drinking on the job, or taking any type of drugs on the job unless it's medication for a health issue that you have.
Yeah.
Uh, if you are a smoker, then it's okay to smoke it, at your home when you're off working on weekends. But at the job, you shouldn't really smoke.
Mm.
Now, what I like to do is when I decide that I want to work for a particular company, I picture myself in that workspace. I think about I do my research on that particular company that I'd like to work for. I do my research on
Mm.
the company, I do my research on the job. I try to find out who my hiring manager is, and then I try to picture myself at that job. And when you picture yourself at the job, this is what it looks like. So if I were a construction person, I would see myself, doing construction inside or out. If I were at a marketing firm, I would see myself, at a marketing firm working with my computers and working with my mates. If I'm
Mm.
working in a computer environment, and we are in the environment where it's still COVID, so you can wear a mask at work if you feel like it. Some people wear masks, some people don't. It just depends. But this is what I would look
Yeah.
like if I was in that environment with my mask on at work. And then the other is that's me giving a presentation. Anytime you're giving a presentation to a group of people at your job, you always want to make sure you look good. You can see this gentleman has on a jacket and he's at the board, writing something down. But you always make
Yeah.
sure when you're giving a presentation, you are in something that looks good and something that fits well and something you're relaxed in so you can give your best presentation.
Okay.
So, if you have any questions for me?
Um. Hmm. Actually, no. I think you mostly answered like most that that I was gonna ask. Actually.
What were you going to ask?
Hmm? Oh, but what, blah. Well, I was gonna most like ask like how like most of the work environment like will like affect like how you like see it like in a way because when we were like going into it I was like probably gonna ask like do you like imagine like yourself like actually being there or was like
Mm-hmm.
when you're like about to start
Mm-hmm.
because I know that usually when I like try like going into like the work I try to like imagine like how I see myself in there so like
Mm-hmm.
get like a good image of it like if I plan on going or if I'm going like later on.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. That's a good thing to do. a good thing to do and keep in mind, when you're looking for jobs and whatnot, that you think about, how you see yourself at the particular job, how you see yourself communicating with everyone there, and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So great. So that concludes our presentation for today.
Oh, really?
Next week we have a guest speaker, and I'll tell you what next week is all about.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second.
Yep.
So next week we'll have Mr. Davis back. He wasn't able to be with us today because he's traveling. But
Oh,
next week we will have him back. And next week you will be learning about how to create an effective resume. So Mr.
oh,
Davis will
nice.
be here next week to tell you about the resume. And we have a guest speaker, Miss Carolyn Reed. She's going to give you some tips and tricks to have a great resume and what different employees and human resources people look for when they're reviewing resumes.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. So they will be in person. If you'd like to go in person next Sunday, they will be in person at UNLV. So you can get one-on-one exposure with them.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this has been Prepare for the Journey. And this is Know Yourself to Market Yourself and Picture Yourself in the Workplace. This is the end of our presentation today, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.